old habits die hard, and I hope now Gareth Southgate gets the credit he deserves, because how many times did we hear, oh, he's too negative, oh, he's too this. And now we brought in Thomas Tuchel, and it's all going to be front-footed. Oh, we're going to win everything. And he made changes in the Croatia game, which were like-for-like changes, and everyone jumping out of their seats. Oh, he's fantastic. Look how aggressive we were going forward. No. Croatia were dead. They had nothing in the wide area, so we hit them on the counter-attack. This isn't a full, like, rip up the script type day, but we were just talking in the breakdown. I think it's a really important piece. So Thomas Tuchel was brought in originally just for the end of this tournament. In January time, there was a lot of rumblings about next Man United manager, other jobs coming up. The FA do what the FA do. Oh, tie him down for a long-term contract. You have to keep his feet to the fire, because now we'll be having a conversation with, is he good enough moving forward? Is he the right man for the job? Is there somebody else, you know, like a Pep Guardiola or Eddie Howe or something like that? But now what they've done, they've tied themselves into this man, and this man is going to be there for the next 2 years. Again, objectively, not with my heart in it, objectively, what do England do? What, in any game, if you watched and gone, that's the game plan? What now with Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, all the people, Morgan Gibbs-White, all the guys who have been left at home now, who you said, not for me. How do you, because his history, respectfully to him, because he's a top manager, but respectfully to him, his history in every club he's been at has left a path of destruction wherever he's left, because he's so driven on what he wants. So now what? We don't have a starter player.
But he's also had results. So then that's the one other thing, is if he had the results, then the path of destruction.
You know who else had results? Roberto Martinez.
Issue.
He's out of a job as well.
But are you saying? But how much blame are you putting on Thomas Tuchel then?
Today you have to put all the blame on him.
All of it on
we go 1-0 up and we go defensive. And this is what I've been saying from weeks ago. This is not Troy's right, because I don't ever want to be right. I want England to win the World Cup. Go to a 5 at the back. You go to 4 in midfield. Harry Kane, we're going to show it, hopefully show it now if you've got it in the back, please, Djed. His average position. He's playing like a holding midfielder again. This is before the first goal. Look, pretty much
quite deep. Actually.
Yeah, but he's already quite deep, but at least he's forward. Watch afterwards. Right. This is after the goal.
That's crazy.
Look where he's playing. Plays left centre-back. So, again, this is not a Harry Kane thing. This is a trying to help, trying to get through because they want it so much. But where he's top manager, where he should be a top manager, where people are now fair, I think fair critique will be, you told us front-footed football. You told us, not me, not Nigel, not Grell. You told us we're going to be aggressive and attacking. We haven't seen it in one game. We haven't seen it. And now this happens, and now you're meant to go, oh, it's okay.
But the only kind of pushback to that is when we've seen him on the sideline, right? We've seen him in the hydration breaks a couple of times. He's begging them all to go forward. So is it Thomas Tuchel saying, OK, as soon as we score, let's shut up shop, let's stay back? Because that is what Gareth Southgate did.
I understand
but it looks like he's not giving that message.
I would say on
but does he change his do that?
On this game of what we've seen, that's where he's going to have to take responsibility for. That's the reality of it. Because I sat here, I think it was Grella and obviously Cos, our director, I said to him, I've been in this game before. I've seen this right now. As a player, we went 1-0 up, then all of a sudden we started to sit deep. All it takes is looking for the next 3 minutes to say, right, we're too deep, we need to throw a counterpunch. So as a player being in that situation before, if it's under 21s level European Championships, which we had to do it against the Italians, the good teams, we want a wing or a strike. We need someone to come on, which is a more positive change to carry us up that pitch, that we can get up the pitch. Because if you keep sitting so deep and inviting pressure against top teams, you're going to concede.
And we've seen it end in disaster.
And we've seen it before so many times. So at that moment, that's when you need Thomas Tuchel to say, right, we need to go the opposite way. We need to be brave. If he went brave and put on attacking substitutes to push the game forward, then maybe we could say, you know what, we actually went for the game.
Like what Spain did against France yesterday when they kept going. Here's Harry Kane, what he had to say after the match, after the goal, whether it's them putting more men forward or us just not being able to match them man for man. It was just wave after wave. We were trying to hold on. Our lads putting blocks in, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. As you just saw with the heat map, oh, by the way, one more, the boys are always ready for any moment in the game. And when we went ahead, the messaging was to go again and to get another goal. Obviously, once they scored their 2 goals, it was to try and find something, but we couldn't get the momentum back in the game. That was, by the way, at the end of the match, wasn't it, when they scored that second goal. It's always the same story with England, Grell. It's too little, too late.
I know you want to say something.
All right, go. Because you know I'm about to blow it. So, the messaging is go forward. That's what he said. The message is go forward. The message has been going forward from the start. So either one or two things now. Either the manager has been saying the same message so many times that now it's not resonating and people are just brushing him off. If that's the case, manager's a problem. Or even worse, and this is the bit that players don't like, you can't keep taking the messages because every game we have seen so far of England, they've had to be told at halftime, told after the game, told the next game, so on and so forth. And now it's, the messaging was to go forward. Why aren't you doing it then? Sorry for shouting, but why aren't you doing it then? Why do you keep hearing it 10 times? Like, I'm so tired of the PR BS. So I've changed my wording. Of every time, the message was to go forward. Okay, Harry, why was you playing like a left back then? Your heat map shows that.
Why was he, Troy? Why was Harry
Because he's going
so
back to
deep?
try and get on the ball. But once you're under pressure, this is the difference between England and Argentina in one big thing. Messi, when there was under pressure, he went, give me the ball, I'm going to raise it again. Our lads, when it goes that, they go, right, let's go into safety. Let's go back, because back is safe. Everyone always tells you one of the first things you learn in football is what? The best form of defending is attacking. Go put pressure on. Stop it at source. If Messi's their best player, go up the pitch and stop letting him have the ball. We went, no. You said it when the game was on. 5 corners, all of them were short. We never got 2 people out to the ball. That's a player thing for me. That's not a coach that need to say that. That's a player thing. Edge of the box, 4 shots before the 5th one went in. That's a player thing. That's not a coach thing. And then afterwards, we say the whole thing. And I'm going to be Mystic Troy for a second now. I'm going to think ahead. How long before we start hearing about how there was division in the camp? It's not as harmonious as we thought. Because all we've heard about how harmonious every group is. How long? A day? Before all the stories of like Jude's a bad egg or the manager didn't like this person.
Will that make you more frustrated by the way?
Absolutely, because it's the same crap every time.
Yeah.
I think for me, my frustration comes from the negative mindset and the lack of being brave that we see from England, because it's a story we've seen so many times. And you're going, like you say, you go 1-0 up, you should keep that confidence going. Yes, you're going to face moments or periods. It's fine if you face 5 minutes under pressure. But as soon as we went up, we literally were just comfortable to sit and be defensively minded and be negative, and that's a problem. It's not like we don't have the players available off the bench to say, you know what, you can be a difference maker in the sense of taking us up the pitch, trying to make something happen. They made changes, but we didn't. And it's only till the last dying extra time that we want to bring on Rashford. And for me, I think I would have done that earlier.
When they go down and they concede a goal, then they start to play. And that's even more frustrating because then we see how brave they can be and how much attacking threat they've got. But the problem is we just don't see it until, 1, either there's not enough time left, or 2, till we're in a real pickle and trying to get out of it.
Yeah, I spent 5 years of my life in England. I love English football. I have a lot of respect for English football. Obviously, you know I love you all very much. So I'm going to say a couple things now that you're not going to like too much, but they're harsh realities. In this tournament, what would you guys say was your staple game? That's England's performance. That's who we are. You didn't have one. What was the biggest span of moment that the best span of moments, all 30 minutes sustained pressure that you put on another team? None. You don't have any. I think you were very fortunate to get to the semifinal. You're very fortunate, by the way, to be in this game as late as you were, because I thought once you went down 1-0, it was clear that Argentina had everything more than you guys.
Went down or went up 1-0?
When you guys went up 1-0, you guys just disappeared off the face of the pitch. And Argentina hit the post 3 times. Pickford took 2 or 3 out that should have been goals. Look, and there was a big gap, and it was an obvious gap. There's no mystery why England has 1 World Cup in 1966 and 0 European championships. There's no mystery to it. They're missing something that's fundamental in the game that Argentina have, that Germany have, that Brazil have, that Italy have. Even though I know they're not here, fine, I don't want to go too far. I don't want to rub salt in wounds. But for the talents that you have and the investments that you make in football, to only have 1 World Cup in 1966 is something is missing. It's not Tuchel. It's not a play that happened in today's game. It's not harmonious or not harmonious. There's something fundamental missing in English football.
Do you know?
Bravery.
That's what I just said. Bravery.
We call it street
That's
smarts. We call it street smarts. We call it bravery. We call it different things. I think we're trying to say it when we say Messi's getting on the ball in that tough moment.
Grella, it's bravery. We don't have enough players. Take Jude Bellingham out of it. I think we don't have enough players to be brave in that moment. That's the reality of it. It's happened throughout. We go through all the youth levels and stuff. It goes on like that. And when you get to these moments, we've seen it before. You say you haven't seen a typical England performance. That was it today. That was a typical England performance. Did okay. Get 1-0 up. We feel like we should be more brave. Then all of a sudden we go super negative, very negative. You can feel it coming, and it comes. That's the reality.
I think I'll push back on that because we do have the players. The players are being bought for
being brave, though. Brave players
being bought for ridiculous amounts of money, playing at all the top clubs all across the world.
What players get bought for is nothing to do with them, though. That's not them. That's clubs setting the valuation.
This is the point what I'm going to get at. When you are in a position that you are these top players or whatever, there's a moment where you have to. Let me reframe it so you can understand it. Madueke, right? Not to make it about him, was a perfect encapsulation of what's wrong with the English player, the modern English player. It's a generalised statement. Doing well, great, he's great. All giving it loads. Not doing well, turn off the comments. Got no thick skin, got no callous. They've had everything in their life has been relatively easy. So when there's a bit of hardship that smacks you in the face and you go, right, deal with it, they don't like it. And there's a moment now, they're 1-0 up. Reality is, it's going to be tough. We've got to dig in, I've got to be brave. I might be the one that makes a mistake. That's one way to look at it. Or I might be the person who wins it. And every person from Argentina went, I might be the person who wins it. Every single player, from Emi Martinez all the way through to the bench, every single one of their players went, I might be the one who wins it. Every single one of them, from 1-0 down, including Jude, who I've got nothing but respect for, including Jude, every single one of them went, I don't want to be the one to make the mistake. Because it's not 5 minutes, was it 10 minutes? It was 35 minutes of sitting back, being camped in, and just kicking it, hoofing it out. And I want to give someone some credit because I've been pretty harsh on him. And it's not the one who you think. Djed Spence, what a performance today. What a top performance, by the way. Putting in at left back against arguably the greatest player of all time. Unreal.
Even that challenge in the first half, by the way, where he just came flying in.
So you give credit where it's due, but big moments, big players. Again, we can talk about the abilities of people, but in the hardest of moments, I believe, and this is probably wrong, it's easy to look good when you're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 3-0 up against an inferior opponent. The hardest part, and the players I look at and respect the most, is like a McAllister today, a DePaul today. We're coming up against a team that's very difficult. They're 1-0 up, and they go, hey, give me the ball. Enzo Fernandez, give me the ball. They're the players you look at and go, oh, that's a player. Because they don't go running, they don't go hiding. They go, so what if we make a mistake? It's football, it's life. We make mistakes. You make mistakes every time you read. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
She's having a hard day.
No, she's been up since 4. But do you know what I mean? We all make mistakes. But the difference is you do it again. And while you're so good, you make a mistake, you laugh about it, you crack on. Other people go under.
But that's the point. That's the point about being brave.
Not that good.
That point there is about being brave. And then we don't seem to have, personally, enough players in the England team that are willing to be brave enough. That's the reality for it.
It's not enough, right? One trophy.
Enough.
I mean, I'm sure you're not happy with that, right? One trophy.
You know what the thing is for me as well? It's embarrassing. I actually feel a bit embarrassed with the performance today because before the game kicked off, if somebody had said to me, I'll give you $1 million to predict how this game's going to go, it would go pretty similar to how it actually went. So it just is, when is it going to change? And
one real quick before break. All the English fans, media, Grella don't know what he's talking about. Troy's too harsh. Don't you dare now come over to this side of the fence. Stay over there. No, honestly, stay over there. You were right, we were wrong. Where's the guy in the comments who said Troy's all angry? Where's he? Stay again. Stay over there because this is half of the problem as well. Because they don't know how to stay level and just call the game as you see it. They all go, it's great, we're going to win, it's coming home. Saka more, they need to go.
No, but that's the excitement, isn't it?
No, it's the stupidity. That's what it is.
No, it's the World Cup.
It's the fine line. It's interesting.
It's been a long-term problem with the media and English culture for a while.
True.
Gareth Southgate, like you go credit to, he's the one who actually changed it to make it become a lot better. And there's elements of, not all of them, but there's certain groups who make it very toxic. When you talk about Thomas Tuchel, Jude Bellingham, how he's portrayed and that doesn't help. And I think I agree with Troy. It needs to be way more balanced, and that's it.